Assalamu alaikum dear students. I hope you all are fine and you are studying at home very well and you are doing your homework on regular basis. Today I am going to underline some important definitions from your chapter 1 introduction to sets. From your chapter 1 introduction to sets, just underline some important definitions which are important for your objective portion on in your assessments and in your test as well. From the first page, underline that definition of set. A set is a collection of well-defined and distinct objects. Now move on for page number 3. Here page number 4. In page number 4 we have two definitions. About one is descriptive notation. Underline that green box, there are two lines. Then there is a definition of tabular notation. Underline it. I had already explained that definitions to you in my previous videos and we have learned about that definitions in our school. For question number 5 we have, in question number 5 there is the definition of set builder notation, sets, and here are three examples of that three notations: descriptive notation, tabular notation, and set builder notation. Just underline as I underline that definitions in my book. Move on now. It is on page number 5. Take out your pencil as well and then start marking it. Next is on page number 6. It is about Venn diagram. Underline that line. A Venn diagram is a pictorial representation of a set. Underline that word as well. The Venn diagram is named after John Venn, who created the diagram in 1980. A Venn diagram is drawn in a form of circle. Underline that lines. Then move on page number 7. Here I have finite set and infinite set. Underline first line of infinite set and then a example. You have to underline one example of all the definitions as well. For example, a set of perfect squares less than 20 is a finite set. Infinite set, first two lines and an example from the end. It is on page number 7. Now move on for page number 8. Here we have lots of definitions. Unit set, underline that two lines both. Empty set, underline first line. An empty set is a set that contains no element, and you can underline this line as well. It is also called a null or void set. An empty set is denoted by braces or a cross on 0. Now disjoint set. Two or more sets are called disjoint sets if they have no common element. Underline that one example. In this disjoint set they are going to compare two sets. Okay, if two or more sets are disjoints if they have no common element. Look here very carefully that their both elements are different. Set E has 2, 3, 4 and set F has 5, 6, 7. Now next is overlapping set. Two or more sets are called overlapping sets if they have at least one common element. If they have one common element then they are overlapping animals. In these example sets we have 2 as a common element. So these are the example of overlapping set. Equivalent set. Underline first three lines. Equivalent sets are the sets which have equal number of elements. It's not necessary that their elements are same, just their numbers are same. 3 in set J and 3 in set K. Underline that example as well. Equal set. Two or more sets are called equal sets if they contain the same element. Underline that line and that one example as well. Underline that one example as well. It is on page number 8. Now move on for page number 9. Here we have one definition, universal set. A universal set is a set which contains all the sets under consideration. And underline its example. It is J set, A set and U set. These three are the examples. Set U is the universal set for sets J and A. Universal set is the bigger set which has all the elements of the smaller two sets. Now we have next definition on page number 10. It is about subset. Underline first three lines of subset and an example of D, W and S as well. I'm going to explain that question number 5 to you again in this video because someone asked me to explain it again. First I underline the definitions, then I will explain it. Then we have proper subset. Underline first two lines. These are proper subsets definition, and underline that two lines as an example, that two sets as an example. Now move on page number 12. On page number 12 we have 4 definitions. Improper sets. Underline just first line, it is an improper set. Superset. Underline first line and one for example. Power set. Underline first line till here and one example of that power set as well. This is the example of power set, last line. Correspondence between underline first three lines, first 4 lines and that two examples. And another example is on next page. It is cardinality of a set. Cardinality of a set means the number which has is called its cardinal number. The number with how many elements a set has, their number is called cardinality of that set. And this table I had already explained to you that in this table we have some symbols and their names and how we use that symbols between sets. Now before starting exercise 1E, I am going to tell you again for question number 5 of exercise 1D. In question number 5, look here, the question is about the relation between each pair of set A and B. So to find the relation of these two sets, we have to compare these two sets. Obviously relation will be clear when we compare them, and when we are going to compare two sets, they want us to write the answer in symbolically. So the symbols for these sets, the definition of subset I had already explained to you. So here are some symbols on page number 13, symbol table here. In this you can easily see the definitions or the examples which I have ticked here. These are the symbols from which we can compare our two sets. Is equal to is a sign to compare two sets. Not equal also a sign to compare two sets. So about regarding that examples, you can also understand question number 5. Here is an example of subset as well. In number 7, a symbol of subset, and it means a subset. Here we have two examples, A and B. B is the subset of A because set A is the bigger set. If set A is the bigger set and the some elements are in another set, this is called that the smaller set is the subset of A, like mother and son is a proper subset of. That's how you can easily, from that concept you can easily understand your question number 5. Now move on